Texas Congressman Michael Burgess is back with us. All right, Congressman, you questioned Secretary Sebelius at a House hearing this week, and it got quite heated. Were you satisfied with the answers you got from her?
No, absolutely not. I mean, here's the problem, and you try to get her to answer a straightforward question, and she's very good at not responding in a responsive way. The fundamental unit of a business transaction is where you pull out the money. You put the cash on the dash. You cannot do that with their website in purchasing insurance. I know because I've been trying to purchase my individual insurance since the 1st of October. I'm still not through the process yet, and I can just imagine what poor people are going through all over the country who are losing their current insurance and are trying to do the right thing and replace it. But the system is so broken and so flawed, no one can take your money. How's that going to work?
Congressman, one of the problems is, we had a woman that we've had on Justice several times, stage 4 cancer, lost her coverage, scheduled for another round of chemotherapy. She can't get on the website. She's trying to call people. I mean, people's lives are at stake here. And they're talking about, oh, let's get an investigation going on. Investigate what? You're the one who did it. But Congressman, I want you to take a listen to Jay Carney from yesterday.
Yes.
The President has confidence in Secretary Sebelius and appreciates the work that she's done.
So let me get this straight. The President has confidence in and appreciates Sebelius's work. Really? What has the woman done?
You know, in April, she came and testified before our committee. I asked her then if there were any problems. She had just gotten a report, the so-called Red Team report, that they had commissioned. The McKinsey Corporation came in and said, you got big problems. You got no identifiable endpoint. No one's in charge. You got to launch at full volume on a certain date. It's a recipe for disaster. She knew that, and yet she testified under oath before our committee that, no, everything's on track, everything looks just fine. This is the problem. They actually cut down their Inspector General budget right at the 1st of October so they'd have more money to pay for navigators as this thing came online. I honestly don't know if she has the money in the budget to actually do an investigation, but I'd welcome someone competent investigating the department. And yeah, let's hold some people accountable.
But Congressman, I mean, isn't the congressional, the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, isn't that their job? How, she is telling them not to, these internet companies, not to give the records over to Congress. Forget about her budget and the IG. You guys should be doing this.
Well, the insurance companies are, in fact, I think they're somewhat reticent to come forward because they don't want to incur the wrath of the administration. That's why the subpoenas are so important. They need to have actually the protection of a subpoena so they can come and tell us truthfully what's been going on. No one at this point from the White House is going to come forward and tell us what's been happening in their secret meetings.
Is it frustrating to you, Congressman, that even if the Secretary Sebelius were to be held in contempt for obstruction, and I want to get to that question in a minute, but, with this administration and this Attorney General, knowing what we know here on the 3rd anniversary of the death of Brian Terry from Fast and Furious, I mean, they don't prosecute anyone.
No, certainly the Attorney General's at the top of the list of people who just have to go. And, look, go back in administration, and you can remember people that certainly the press and certainly the Congress identified as there's a problem here and someone needs to be replaced, and they did. But not in this administration. I don't know what you have to do to get fired in the Obama administration. It's almost beyond comprehension. Plenty of people in that department should go.
Well, yeah, and we could go to the IRS in Cincinnati and political enemies, et cetera, et cetera. But I want to ask you this, Congressman. I mean, you know the law. Is this administration obstructing justice? I want you to listen to Congressman Issa.
The fact is that Kathleen Sebelius is not providing America the truth. As a matter of fact, in a letter that I sent to her, I warned her that her people are actually obstructing justice. They're telling individual companies who have serious reports on security flaws, in other words, vulnerability to hackers, not to provide us the information.
What say you, Congressman, about that?
Well, I think Chairman Issa, obviously that's a different committee than the one that I'm on, but I think he's exactly right. And the remedies are limited at the level of Congress. I mean, you saw where we did hold the Attorney General in contempt last year, both civil and criminal contempt. Those things are working their way through the courts, but he's still there in spite of the contempt of Congress vote that he had last year. I don't think there's any question that Secretary Sebelius is out of her depth in trying to manage these problems. I think she must know that. I just cannot believe that she feels she's serving the administration, her boss, the president. I can't feel that she's serving, she's not doing a good job for them. And if I were in that position, I'd certainly be looking for a way out.
You got to wonder, Congressman, if they even care. Anyway, Congressman Burgess, thanks so much for being with us this evening.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. And the biggest political lie of 2013 goes to, we'll give you a hint. He lives in a big white house. That's next.